against Stryker and Paulding against Bryan, and both teams really struggled in the turnover department particularly.
Yeah, Fairview really did a really nice job against Stryker yesterday. They were very scrappy. But you're right, the turnovers were definitely not a good situation. They had 20 turnovers in that game, and they basically there were 2 quarters of the game, the first and third quarter, where they only scored a total of 13 points in those 2 quarters. In the second and fourth quarter, they actually beat Stryker as far as those quarters went. And so, they were scrappy. And when I listened to your interview with Coach Brown, and he had to say, if he said that was a great high school basketball game once, he said it about 7 times during the interview. It was a truly great basketball game.
Now, this Paulding team, they've only won 2 games on the season, which you look at their record and you're surprised about how scrappy they were in the game against Bryan yesterday.
Yeah, they came out to an early 15-13 lead at the end of the first quarter, but from there, Bryan had 2 quarters where they outscored them. Paulding actually had a 2-point lead at halftime. They were up 26-24 at halftime, and Bryan just really basically held them off. Paulding, when you looked at they had 32 turnovers, but they were 70% from the foul line, which was pretty impressive. When you look at Bryan had 34 turnovers, but still able to, with their defense, to force enough turnovers for Paulding and do enough things right in order to win that game. And I think Coach Gerstein was just pleased to get a win out of there. It could have gone the other direction very quickly.
Now, Fairview, the one area that they struggled with was the free throw shooting. They were able to keep it close, but you figure if they could just knock down a few more free throws, you're looking at a much different ball game.
Yeah, Fairview was just 23% from the foul line. They were 3 of 13. So they went to the foul line a lot. The difference in the game was 2 points. You make 2 more foul shots, and you tie that game. You make 3 more, you win that game. The turnovers and the foul shooting definitely were the downfall of Fairview. And, the other thing that I noticed in that game was the production of Mercedes Wagner. Mercedes Wagner is very tall. She's on your screen right now, number 20 in the black there. But she is very tall, and she's going to go play Division I basketball at Wayne State. But she only had 8 points on the night. And, that is uncharacteristic of her. Their 2 leading scorers were Olivia Rasisa, who had 18, and Kirsten Klein, who had 10. So 2 players in double figures. But their production there was only 6 players that scored in the entire game for Fairview. Meanwhile, Paulding on the other side, Paulding was led by their really good player. They were led by Brianna Townley. She had 13 points, and she was on the all-tournament team at the tournament last year. Chelsea Gieske added 12, and I think talking to Coach Gerstein a little bit afterwards, the Gieske girl, holding her to 12 points was pretty much a feat, because that girl could score.
Well, we got start time coming up in just a matter of moments, but we're going to take a quick break before we get this game started here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. And welcome back, everybody, to this edition of High School Girls Basketball on the Golden Bears Sports Network. It is the consolation game of the Bryan Holiday Classic. This is going to be Fairview versus Paulding is the first game, and then the championship game between Bryan and Stryker. And, of course, Bryan defeated Stryker last year, even though Stryker had the better record, and they do again this year. But certainly Bryan's up to the test.
Yeah, and Bryan's going to have to play really, really well. They're going to have to limit turnovers. They're going to have to shoot better from the foul line. They're going to have to contain the 2 scoring threats for Stryker. If they don't do that, they're going to have trouble tonight. But if they can do that, they could have good success tonight. But first, I think this is going to be a good basketball game as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say, as for this game tonight, we've got 2 teams that like to play a lot of pressure defense, and we saw a lot of that in the first game, in the first 2 games yesterday. Paulding applied a lot of full-court pressure against Bryan, and Fairview did a lot of it against Stryker.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to do that. Both teams doing a lot of pressure during the game. It'll be interesting to see if we have a low-scoring game. Incidentally, Fairview won the JV portion of this Holiday Classic by 3 over Bryan. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier or not, but Fairview already has 1 championship under the belt. They'd love to have 3rd place here.
And, of course, there are a couple of players to watch out for in this game. We talked about Mercedes Wagner. She only put up 8 points last night, but she was first-team all-conference in the Green Meadows Conference a year ago. And for Paulding, Bree Townley, she's one of the few, really the only player averaging double figures for Paulding this year. She had 13 points last night, but Sadie Estel's another one. She only got 8 points, but she was tough to defend down on the block.
Yeah, absolutely. Sadie Estel was very tough down on the block, and she is very aggressive. She made a lot of fouls. I think she was pretty good from the foul line, too, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, no, she was not good. Townley was good from the foul line. Interestingly enough, I'm looking back at the old records in here on the all-tournament team. In 2017, Brianna Townley was on the all-tournament team. In 2016, Brianna Townley and Mercedes Wagner were on the all-tournament team. So you've got two all-tournament teams that have played, two all-tournament team players that are on this floor right now, and it should be a great game.
Should indeed be a great game. It was a great game last night. Fairview and Paulding, though they both lost their respective games, they were able to put together some good performances. We got about a minute until we're ready to tip off. In the meantime, we'll take a break. National anthem coming your way in just a moment on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
When Cameron's family came to us with a plea for help, we put our minds and our hearts into creating a solution. Selfless teamwork made the impossible possible. NSCC really is the heart of education.
One thing that hasn't changed here at Bryan Ford Lincoln is our commitment to service. It's in everything we do. It's in our mission statement. Our goal is simple: customers for life. Kick back in our newly renovated service lounge or business center. We pick up and deliver throughout the local area at no charge. So the next time you need service on your Ford or competitive make vehicle, come out and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln and see why we've earned Ford Motor Company's President's Award 7 times running.
As the baby boomer generation tires of traditional send-offs, funerals are becoming increasingly more personalized. People are pre-planning their own remembrance gathering. Pre-planning is easy and will pay off both emotionally and financially for you and your family. Plus allows you more control over your last hurrah. At Krill Funeral Service, we're not just funeral directors. We are experts at helping hearts heal.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
It's the 16th annual Lady Bear Holiday Classic on the Golden Bear Sports Network, BMU TV Channel 3, BryanSports.com, and WQCT Bryan.
Panthers.
What? They're the home team.
They're the home team. Visitors. I thought we switched it. I guess.
They had a little confusion right there as to who is who.
They will be the visitors on the scoreboard. A 6'1" senior, number 20, Mercedes Wagner. A 5'6" sophomore, number 22, Kirsten Klein. A 5'6" sophomore, number 23, Michelle Marshall. A 5'8" sophomore, number 24, Olivia Rosisa. And a 5'8" junior, number 34, Riley Mueller. The Apaches are coached by Russ Zedike and assisted by Allison Cholek. And now the starters for the Paulding Lady Panthers. A 5'4" junior, number 3, Sydney McCullough. A 5'6" junior, number 14, Chelsea Gieske. A 5'8" freshman, number 24, Audrey Gieske. A 5'7" sophomore, number 25, Jalen Parrott. And a 6' senior, number 45, Bree Townley. The Panthers are coached by Samantha Schmeck, assisted by Joel Parrott and J.C. Carr.
Here you have it, the starting lineups. I need to turn my headset down with him. Okay.
Well, the Paulding Panthers and the Fairview Apaches set to do battle here for the consolation game. And by the way, this is the first of a doubleheader tonight. Obviously, it had 4 games going on this weekend here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Our next broadcast is going to be on January 10th. That's going to be Bryan boys basketball taking on Swanton. So we'll enjoy tonight.
Because we're going to miss us for a while.
And get back to you on the 10th in about 13 days, if I'm not mistaken. Well, there's Fairview out on the court. Right now, Samantha Schmenk getting ready to get her players out there. It's going to be Wagner to tip off for the Apaches. And I believe it's going to be Townley to tip, and it will be Townley. She's really the only true post player on the floor to start out, at least. You may see her and Estel in the game as we go on. It's won by the Panthers, and they get it across the timeline thanks to Peace. And starting out in the zone are the Apaches, or should I say a matchup zone, as players start to shift around. Came out on what looked like a 1-3-1, but they get the turnover to start out as that ball went into the hands of Riley Mueller. Open underneath is Mueller. Got to watch the 3-second. Her shot blocked and ripped away by Townley and Wagner. I was thinking of a whole different player. Had in my mind Mercedes Lewis, the former Jacksonville Jaguars tight end. I don't know who he plays for these days. Townley makes a move, can't get it to fall. And that is knocked away, but out of bounds. Chelsea Gieske had a chance at the steal, but didn't have enough room to work with. Feed underneath. And a pull-up jumper too strong. Ripped away. Who's got it? It's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to keep it on this end of the floor. As Fairview tries to get something going offensively. Taking time to get it in. The pass tipped and stolen away, and I believe that was Townley. And it was Townley creating the turnover. Three ball on the way. That's too strong. And the rebound ripped down by Mueller. She'll bring it across the timeline. Watch that sideline, though. She gets double-teamed, and that's a turnover. It would have been over and back, but the double team causes the loose ball. And an offensive rebound followed by a jump ball. Gieske was going after that, or excuse me, yeah, it was Gieske going after that one. Townley, the pull-up, too strong. Out of bounds, and Paulding, I believe, will get another chance. They will.
Yeah, it got tipped out by Mercedes Wagner.
Oh, they're calling a foul.
Oh, wow. They called a foul?
They did.
But I have no idea who that was on, number 3.
It was on McCullough.
They certainly did not come over here very quickly or loudly and signal that, did they?
No, they didn't, but the initial signal looked like there's a turnover taken away by Rasisa, but she can't put it home, and another foul.
That was actually Audrey Gieske that missed that shot.
It was Chelsea Gieske called for the foul. And that's 2 fouls already against Paulding. Fairview has yet to commit a foul, and here we are 2 minutes in. Nobody's scored yet, and there's another turnover. Well, the turnover bug biting the Apaches early on in this one.
They got 4.
And there's another foul. And this time it's going to go against the Apaches. That's on Mealer.
That'll be her first. Team first.
They get it in. Pull-up jumper off the side of the backboard. Talk about a tough angle to shoot one. From the corner, Mealer in and out. Wouldn't that have been something? We haven't had a bucket in almost 2.5 minutes. First bucket would have been a 3 had that gone down. Wagner with the air ball, and I think that's going to be over the back.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter on Rasisa.
She was going for the rebound and just happened to go over the back of the girl from Paulding.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe 3 of the 4 fouls committed to this game so far have been loose ball offensive fouls. Looking to drive, and they work it back out to McCullough. 3 from the corner, and that's an air ball. Hustle on the floor, timeout, and probably a wise timeout there called by Marshall. We'll see how much time this takes. It's just going to be a 30-second timeout. We will take a 30-second break on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back here at Bryan High School, this is the consolation game of the Bryan Holiday Classic. No score between Fairview and Paulding just yet. So we get a little full court pressure, a 1-2-2 press.
Paulding's press has been very good so far tonight.
I believe last we checked it was 4 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. That 3 was tipped. Wagner couldn't grab the rebound, but apparently was touched last by the Panthers. Driving in was Klein. Here's Mealer with the pull-up, and that's a little bit too strong off the glass. Now Paulding has it on the other end.
Both these teams are having trouble getting things started.
We're about 3.5 minutes in, and nobody's scored yet. That will not change on this possession. And back the other way comes Mealer. Slows down. Good ball movement here by the Apaches. Pull-up jumper high off the glass, too strong, but an offensive board. And another chance for Fairview. It's been hard to penetrate against this zone defense.
Well, the way to do that is hit some outside shots.
And nobody's done that yet.
Nope.
On either side, the feed inside Wagner. She gets fouled and can't get the roll. I gotta tell you, it didn't seem like she used a whole lot of glass there.
No.
That's on Townley.
Be her first, that'll be the team third.
Well, Fairview struggled from the free throw line last night, and as you just saw, those of you watching us on television or on YouTube, that struggle may not quite be over. Might have carried over from last night. One for 2, and Wagner gets Fairview on the board. Still don't have a made field goal, but we've got a score of 1-0. This time a man-to-man look from Fairview. Nice backdoor cut away from the ball by Peace, and that's knocked out of bounds. Wagner going for the steal. It's just going to be an extra possession for Paulding. Loose ball. Out of bounds. Fairview takes over. Well, we've got 3:32 and counting to play in this first quarter. The score is 1-0, and Paulding gets another turnover. Well, this is actually going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow will give it right back to Fairview. Asia Arellano has checked into the ball game for the Panthers. She's number 32. 5'11" power forward. Pull-up jumper, no good. That's tapped around, and the Panthers have it. Back the other way comes Gieske. That's Audrey Gieske. And they swing it back to the top of the key to Asia Arellano. 3 minutes to go in this one.
Fairview's 0 of 9 from the field, and Paulding's 0 of 8.
That's going to stay with Paulding on the ball out of bounds. Kirsten Klein will come into the ball game. High pass, and that could have very well been stolen by Wagner, and Townley with the missed three. Here comes Wagner, got poked away from behind. Janae Peace with the steal. Well, the turnover bug has really bitten Fairview these last 2 days. An open three, no good. Audrey Gieske the miss. Offensive rebound, though, by Parrott. Leaves it off Townley. Can't put it home. She could have hardly asked for a much better look than what she got. And it remains a 1-0 score in favor of Fairview. And, folks, we have got just about 2 minutes to play.
Can we go a whole quarter without a field goal?
We may very well have that happen here. That shot's blocked. Goes out of bounds. It was blocked by Gieske. I believe it was Chelsea who... Nope, Audrey, I think it was. Audrey Gieske got the block, and the inbound goes to Schweller. Stolen away by Townley. Open in the corner. They find Townley. Knocked away. Maybe one too many dribbles toward that block. And a steal by Parrott. Trying to go coast to coast. Draws the foul.
That'll be Michelle Marshall for Fairview picking up the foul.
2 free throws coming up for Parrott, and she'll try to get the Panthers on the board. Well, she doesn't with the first one. And, folks, if you're just tuning in and you see that 1-0 score, that is no joke.
And it's not a baseball game.
We're far from April Fool's Day, too.
Right.
She sinks the second one.
Tie ball game at 1 apiece.
Who thought we would be saying that with a minute and a half to go in the game?
Watch, the last minute will be like a flurry of scoring.
Loose ball and a turnover right into the hands of Gieske.
It's the 7th turnover for Fairview.
Posting up down low is Estel, and she puts it in.
We had a bucket.
The first field goal of the game.
Comes with 1:17 remaining.
Wagner gets double teamed. Baseline drive. And there's the first field goal for Fairview.
Telling you, flurry of scoring. That's going to be Klein to pick that one up.
3 ball, that was blocked by Wagner. She comes up with it. 2-on-2. Can she finish? No. Offensive board, though. Stick back doesn't go. And they called a foul, I think. Yes, they did call a foul, and I think it was on Jalen Parrott.
Yep, that'll be her first.
So Mercedes Wagner back to the line. This is her second trip to the charity stripe.
1 of 2.
1 for 3 now. Substitution comes in for the Panthers. That's Chelsea Gieske. Rims out, and the rebound pulled down. That was Gieske. Pull-up jumper in transition, too strong. And that's going to go right back to Fairview. Tied at 3. With just seconds remaining in this first quarter. Who would have thought we wouldn't have a field goal in this game until about 7 minutes were left to play? Tipped, out of bounds. Who touched it last? Paulding did.
Oh, so we can take the turnover off the board for Fairview.
That would have been number 8, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Beeler to inbound. And of course, Fairview can hold for the final shot of the quarter if they choose.
Dribbled off the back of her head.
With the scoring the way it's been, I wouldn't be surprised if Fairview did try to drain the clock, but that shot goes off the bottom of the rim. And now Paulding with a chance to score before the quarter ends. Estill has it knocked out, and that's either a ball out of bounds or a foul. I think it's just a ball out of bounds.
I think it got knocked out by Kirsten Klein.
So now Paulding has less than 4 seconds to score. They tried to get a shot off there. Estill, I'm not sure she didn't get hacked on that
Wagner
shot.
blocked that shot.
Inbound goes to Gieske. Pull-up jumper. That's an air ball, and that's how the first quarter ends. And did you ever imagine that we would have a first quarter end with a score of 3-3?
High school girls basketball on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Back for the start of the second quarter after this.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU Extended Basic Cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for...
Back here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 3-3 is our score. And there you see it as we are set to start the second quarter of play between Fairview and Paulding.
That's crazy, 3-3.
Of course, we've seen a lot of defensive basketball during the season, but not with this little offense, I don't think.
Absolutely not.
From the corner, they look down low to Townley. And this is Chelsea Gieske at the top of the key. Ripped away. Heck of a play there by Wagner. And she looks to go all the way to the bucket. Check that. Feeds it off to the corner instead.
Wise decision.
There hasn't been much in the way of transition points in this game. There really haven't been much in the way of transition opportunities in this game, and that's double dribble.
Paulding's defense has been really good on the double team. They have really caused Fairview a lot of fits.
There's been a lot of zone and full court pressure from Paulding. This is man-to-man defense from Fairview. feed inside. That's tipped. And they work it back outside. 3-ball on the way from Gieske is good.
Nothing but cords on that one. That's exactly what you do. You get covered on the inside, dish out.
Allows Paulding to set up their press. They've been setting up their press pretty frequently. I'm not sure that Marshall didn't pick the pivot foot up there. There's Wagner inside, can't get it to go.
Townley with a great defensive rebound right there and a quick
tough shot.
The other way.
And that shot won't go from Estel. And it's ripped away by Marshall. Her feed the other way to Wagner. Leaning in, can't get it. Tipped and taken away by Paulding. Paulding looking to win their 3rd of the season. Fairview had won 8 games coming into this tournament. Shot, a 3-ball is good by Townley.
Both threes have just been beautiful threes. The first one by Chelsea Gieske, the second one by Bree Townley. Just no doubt about it.
I'm pretty sure she was on the line. That was over and back. It was not called, and the basket will count.
Nice job there by Mercedes Wagner to save that one. She was able to bring it down and quickly get it to Klein.
Gieske trying to feed it down low. Estel had 2 defenders near her in the 2-3, and Townley gets fouled.
It's going to be Kirsten Klein. That'll be her first, team 4th.
4 fouls apiece for these 2 teams. For 1 on the first try for Townley. Townley was solid from the free throw line last night in the game against Bryan. All around, she had 13 points. And sinks the second one. Bree Townley has 4 points in the game tonight. Just about 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter, and a 10-5 score as that double team forces a traveling violation.
That is Fairview's 8th turnover of the night.
Well, those double teams have proven very effective on Paulding's part.
Clock hasn't started.
It's stuck at 5:29, and officials realize it, so they'll have to. I believe they'll have to get the clock corrected here.
No, I don't think in high school they can tell how many seconds went off. There's not any video replay. There's not any. They don't wear a whistle belt that will do that. They're just going to have to let it go so a couple seconds get lost.
From the wing, it's Peace, and they're going to call a kickball there. So with 5:12 to go, Gieske set to inbound.
Ooh, that was close to over and back.
Saw one over and back call that was not made earlier that benefited Fairview, and Gieske gets the bucket on the dribble penetration.
Nice scoop bucket there, too, by Gieske.
Good move by Mueller, and a foul.
That's going to be on Janae Peace.
That's her first foul.
Team 5th. She'll sit down, and Jalen Parrott will check back in.
Ball almost got poked away. Here's Mueller, loses it.
He does lose it.
Picked up by Paulding.
Another turnover for the Apaches.
Open 3, they'll take it. It's good. Gieske knocks it down.
Again, that's 2 for her, 2 threes. She's got 8 total points.
That was Audrey Gieske, by the way. Inside, the shot is missed by Klein, but the putback goes, and I believe that was Rasisa. And she's on the board for the first time tonight, 15-7 the score. If you're just joining us, we had a 3-3 tie at the end of the first quarter. Into Townley, can't put it in. She was double teamed as she got it off. Here's Klein. Loose ball picked up by Paulding. That looked just like a self-inflicted turnover.
Yeah, another turnover. That's 10 now.
Gieske will try again, not this time. Recisa with the rebound. Mueller loses it.
Again.
Gieske gets fouled.
Wow. Fairview just does not have any answer. Kendall Baker on the foul. They have no answer for that pressure defense. Nothing.
It's been constant double teams in the full court and in the half court as well. Paulding's been coming out with a lot of 1-2-2 zone pressure. Right now they get a chance to pad their lead. Nearly poked away. Wagner got a hand on that one. They look inside and get it to Estel. She's forced to kick it back out. That was a near turnover. There is a turnover. Michelle Marshall, one-on-one, left it short. And a foul. I think they are going to get Marshall.
Yep. Wait a minute. I think they
got Kendall Baker.
But I don't think they called. Well, they must have called a foul.
I certainly thought they did. It sure looked like a foul.
Yeah, they have his team foul up there, but Kendall Baker already had a foul. There it is.
Now they
it's on
change
23 to Marshall. And they say she has one, but I have her down for 2.
Stolen away. Here comes Wagner, 1-on-2. And she goes down. And they're just going to say she lost it. If there was any contact there, it was minimal. This is why the officials did not call the foul. Pull-up jumper by Gieske left it short.
Yep.
And that's going out of bounds. Who touched it last? I believe Paulding did. There's that 1-2-2 zone press again by the Panthers. That could have easily been called a foul. It was not. Ball is loose on the floor, and that's going to be a jump ball. And possession arrow will give it, or should keep it with Fairview. And it will be Fairview basketball. Wagner waiting to inbound. Her team down 8 rather. Almost knocked away, right back to Wagner. Trying to penetrate, left it short. But a second chance for the Apaches. And a turnover. That actually hit Audrey Gieske, who was on the sideline. She was not in the play.
12 turnovers.
I think Audrey Gieske originally was headed to the scorer's table before that ball hit her while she was still on the bench. Since she was not in the play, it's out on Fairview. Feed inside to Estel. She got 3 defenders around her and an offensive foul.
Wow.
They triple team the biggest player on the floor. And with 2 minutes to go, the first quarter point total was 3-3. Points, the score for the second quarter alone would be 12-4, 15-7 for the game.
And I think they may have made an adjustment on a foul because now they show 5. Nope, they put it back up.
And there's a jump ball again. This time it will go to Fairview. Well, Paulding is leaving a lot of points out there. It's been a while since Fairview last scored, but they got a chance to get back in this thing. They can get a couple of back-to-back buckets with 1:53 to go.
Yeah, absolutely they do.
But right now it's Paulding with the basketball. Man-to-man defense by Fairview. A shot fake by Parrott. And the 3 ball will not go from Janae Peace. easily been called a foul. It was not. Here's a three. It's good.
Yeah, Marshall hit that.
Her first points of the game. And the first 3 of the game for Fairview. And a timeout taken by Samantha Schmenk. Her team leads 15-10, but again, it's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay with you for this one. Again, it seems like Paulding has left a lot of points out there in the last couple of possessions and given Fairview an open window.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the 12 turnovers for Fairview, this should be a lot bigger lead for Paulding. Paulding has 6 of their own turnovers, though, and it was 12 to 3, so the 3 straight turnovers for Paulding has been kind of rough.
But Paulding's been very effective with their 1-2-2 zone press.
We got 1 minute 16 seconds. Each team has 6 fouls, so unless we start seeing some fouling, there won't be any shooting.
Inbound to Gieske, and she'll get it across the timeline. Peace trying to split the double team. Open was McCullough.
They really threaded the needle to McCullough, didn't they?
They sure did. Less than a minute to go in this first quarter. This is Gieske with the ball, avoids the double team.
Now they're going to get it right to the corner.
And that's going to be an offensive foul.
Good call.
Gieske gets called for that one. Just a 5-point game. A bucket here makes it a 2-possession game.
And I don't know if they shoot on an offensive 17 foul in high school.
They don't, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just going to be an inbound.
That's going to be
possession for Fairview.
That's going to be 2 on Gieske, by the way.
Again, no 1-and-1 because it was an offensive foul.
Fairview just self-inflicted turnover right there.
That ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Paulding ball.
So, in addition to the turnovers that Paulding's forcing, Fairview's had 2 or 3 unforced turnovers here in the first half that has really added to that total.
Going high to get it was Parrott, and that's ripped away. And back the other way come the Apaches. Shot fake, a couple of fakes by Klein. And open underneath for the bucket is Olivia Rasisa. And we got a 1-possession game. Paulding can hold for the final shot, but they're going to have to work quickly. They're not going to get a shot off.
They don't.
Is it just me, or was Gieske trying to call a timeout there?
I don't know, but they didn't get it. We have a halftime score of 15 for Paulding, 12 for Fairview.
Wow. It certainly looked as though she was looking at the ref and trying to signal timeout, but he wouldn't give her the timeout. Either he wouldn't give it to her, or he just didn't see it.
Wow.
I'm not sure if she was signaling timeout, but from my vantage point, that's what it looked like was happening. But all in all, we got a 15-12 score at halftime with Paulding in front.
Let's take a break and come back with the halftime stats and more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
Here at the Williams County Veterans Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veterans Service Office.
Welcome back to Bryan basketball. Well, not Bryan basketball, but the Bryan Holiday Classic on the Golden Bear Sports Network. It will be Bryan basketball after this game is all said and done. But right now we got Paulding leading Fairview 15-12 at halftime. And speaking of Bryan basketball, there's the Golden Bears and there's the Stryker Panthers. They're warming up here at halftime for their game, which is coming up next.
Yeah, absolutely. And these two teams are going to have a good game. You know, I think it's going to be a tough game for the Golden Bears, but they won it last year, so we'll have to see how they come out this time.
That was against Stryker when they won.
They did. So.
Well, it was a defensive game to say the least. Obviously, we had, if you didn't catch it, we had a first quarter that ended with a score of 3-3, and now here we are, 9 points scored by Fairview in that second quarter with 12 points scored by the Panthers.
Yeah, and you want to take a look at some stats. They're pretty abysmal as far as they go. You know, Fairview is shooting just 21% from the field. They are 4 of 21 for 19% from 2-point. They're 50% from 3. That's 1 for 2. They are only 1 of 4 from the foul line. All 4 of those shot by Mercedes Wagner. They have 18 total rebounds, 6 offensive, 12 defensive. They have 4 steals, 2 blocks, and 13 turnovers. Kirsten Klein is 2 for 4 from the field. Olivia Racisa is 2 for 4 from the field. Each of those two have 4 points. Michelle Marshall has 3 points. She's 1 of 2. That was a 3-point basket. Mercedes Wagner has 1 point, just a 1 free throw. So that's all she wrote for Fairview in the scoring department. Meanwhile, Paulding is shooting just 19% from the field. They are 5 of 26. They're shooting 11% from inside the arc, 2 of 18. They are 37.5% from 3. That's 3 of 8. They are 2 of 4 from the line. They have 9 rebounds, 2 offensive, 7 defensive, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 8 turnovers. Their leading scorer is Chelsea Gieske, is 2 of 5, and she had 1 3-ball. Brianna Townley has 4 points. She's 1 of 8 and 1 of 2 from the line. Her 1-ball basket was a 3-point basket. Audrey Gieske has 3 points. She is 1 of 7. That was a 3-pointer. Sadie Estel has 2 points. She's 1 of 2. Jalen Parrott has 1 point. She was 1 of 2 from the line. And that's it, the 15 points. That's all they got for Paulding. So low-scoring game, defensive battle, and boy, oh boy, it'll be interesting to see if things change in the second half. As you said, it was 3-3 at the end of the first. In the second half, Paulding outscored Fairview by a score of 12-9. That makes our score 15-12. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second half action here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU Extended Basic Cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.com.
And BMU Internet is giving even better starting January 1st. They're offering local help desk support 24/7, 365. You know, we know that problems don't happen when it's convenient, so why should your help be only available when it's convenient for them? Call 419-633-0900 for BMU Internet support anytime, any day, 24/7, starting January 1st. Again, 633-0900. Back out at Bryan High School at Thad Goff, Chris Malanga, and low-scoring game this one.
Absolutely, 15-12 the score. And if you didn't get a chance to see the first quarter, we had a 3-3 tie at the end of the first quarter. But one thing that's really stood out is, you know, Paulding's been pretty consistent. As we just had a three-pointer made from the corner just moments ago. I'm not sure who made it, but anyway, Paulding played 1-2-2 zone for most of the game, and I say 1-2-2 zone, it was 1-2-2 zone press, and that really gave Fairview a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it did. It really did. And, I mean, lots of turnovers. But, you know, on the other side of things, Dad, you know, it wasn't just the forced turnovers. Fairview had plenty of stuff on their own that wasn't forced. Just dribbling off their foot or stepping on the line out of bounds. That isn't good either. So it was just not good. But, you know, also 8 turnovers for Paulding. So, you know, either team could run away with this game. We just haven't seen that yet.
Got a 15-12 score, and it's going to be, I believe it's going to be Fairview to have the ball first. Paulding had the last possession where they, I believe, tried to call timeout, but it was not granted, either because the official didn't see it or for some other reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody ready to go, though.
I'm not sure the officials are out. Now, here they come. The officials are just now coming out.
extra handful of chips in the room, the hospitality room back there. Oh, we have a game going on?
It should be Fairview basketball, and it will be. The teams will switch sides to start the second half. They get it into Marshall, and the whistle blows immediately.
They didn't reset the clock.
You're right, it's still at zeros until now. They got it back at 8 minutes. We had a similar situation in the first half of this game. Here's Marshall, gives it up. Back outside to Wagner. Gets into the lane. Gets it off at the last second, and the shot is good. We get a one-point game, meanwhile. That was Reciso with the bucket. Just 6 points for her.
Yep.
And the ball out of bounds back to Fairview. And now they've got a chance to take the lead.
Yep, absolutely. Good first possession. Wagner got it inside the middle of the key. Found Reciso. And one-point game, as you say.
Wagner trying to get inside. Struggled to get it going. That shot does not fall. Reciso left it a bit short.
Paulding with the defensive rebound there.
And Mercedes Wagner, again, she was first-team all-conference
2 years
in the
ago.
Green Meadows, and I believe last year as well in the Green Meadows Conference. But she only has 1 point tonight. The feed inside, tough shot. Townley couldn't get it to fall. Good tight defense there by Parrott. And that shot just does not go. An unfriendly bounce. Or in the words of Tim Brando, the iron unkind. But the bucket goes there for Parrott.
That was a nice job there by Parrott to get that down there. Actually, they
knocked away, and Paulding has it. And timeout called by Schmenk. And
so another turnover for Fairview.
The way it looked to me is McCullough was trying to get up with the basketball, which would have been called for traveling. So a good timeout there by Coach Schmenk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, again, we've seen a couple of, at least one unforced turnover to start out this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Fairview is not taking care of the basketball this game. That's been a problem. And if they want to stay in it, I mean, they came out really nice and got a bucket and then the steal. But they need to kind of keep up that pressure on Paulding. Otherwise, we're going to have issues for them.
Well, this is going to be Paulding basketball after the timeout. And Gieske gets it across the timeline. Man-to-man defense again by Fairview. I believe they started this game playing some matchup zones, but they've been strictly man-to-man the rest of the way. Nice shot fake there by Parrott.
Really faked Wagner out.
Knocked away. Wagner comes up with a steal and gets fouled in the process.
Foul is going to go on 25, Jalen Parrott. That'll be her second, team first of the second half.
Paulding with another chance to cut it to a one-point game.
Yeah, we have all sorts of clock issues. That clock never stopped on that whistle, by the way. Ran the whole time it was out of bounds.
Blocked shot. But a second chance, and the three ball is no good. That was Marshall who took the shot, and a turnover forced by Mueller. But the shot by Reciso doesn't go, and we're going to get a foul called here. It's going to be a foul against Mueller, I believe. 5:56 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, that's 2 on Mueller. Estel and Peace will check in.
It was the first team foul against Fairview this half. Paulding has just one team foul of their own. Open three from the corner, Gieske, got it. Audrey Gieske, that's her second three of the game, and it's a 6-point lead for Paulding. Wagner able to get the ball across the timeline. That was definitely double dribble. The basket's going to count, but that was double dribble if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I don't know if they consider that a possession change, but it was touched by Paulding.
We get a foul down low.
That'll be on Wagner.
It's Wagner's first foul.
Yep, 2 for the team. That'll put Parrott to the line to shoot 2.
Parrott puts it up, and it's good.
Paulding shooting 3 of 5 from the line so far tonight with that made one.
Back to a 6-point lead. And Parrott now with 5 points total. She's only got 1 made shot from the field. Beating the press there was Mealer. Open 3, Marshall takes it and drains it.
Nice job there by Marshall to take that 3. She now has 6 points on the night.
She's got 2 triples in this game. A 3 back on the other end. That's an air ball from Parrott, but an offensive board and the bucket for Peace. Janae Peace makes it a 5-point lead.
Oh.
They're going to call traveling.
She picked up both feet when she went to pass. You might let that one go in the NBA, but not here.
24-19 is the score with less than 5 to play in the third quarter. Pull-up jumper, too strong. And the rebound is pulled down by Marshall. Still a lot of basketball left to be played. 3 ball on the way is good. Marshall again.
And she probably got fouled on that one, too. They didn't call it. She got hacked as she was shooting that.
It's a 1-possession game again. Fairview has only had the lead once. They were up 1-0 in the first quarter.
And quickly, Michelle Marshall is the leading scorer on either side.
Open 3. Good.
That's Jalen Parrott. That's 7 for Parrott now.
Loose ball taken away. And now a battle for it. And that's going to go back to the Panthers. Sydney McCullough will come back in for the Panthers. They lead it by 5 over the Apaches. Panthers out of the Northwest Conference, Fairview out of the Green Meadows Conference. 1-2-2 zone. Of course, a couple of difficult passes, and nearly got the turnover, but the foul is going to be called. They get the foul called on Kirsten Klein.
That's 2 on her.
Loose ball, but Paulding's able to recover. And here's Gieske with it. Backs out. It's cut off on the double team. Actually drove away from the basket. Three ball by McCullough, no good. Estel the offensive board, and she's fouled. And it's on Rasisa.
It's going to be 2 on her.
And they're going to call it in the act of shooting, so Estel goes to the line. That's the 4th team foul against the Apaches. Just 1 foul against the Panthers here in this half. But Estel can't hit the free throw.
4 of 7 for Paulding from the line.
Paulding shot pretty well from the free throw line yesterday against Bryan. Speaking of Bryan, they were just a shade over 50%. 0 for 2 is Estel.
Oh, they missed her. They had Kendall Baker down there.
Now Baker on the cut has the shot blocked. Well, they had her at first, then they got it to her on the backdoor cut. But it's going to be an inbound from the baseline, and Wagner to put it in play. She gets it in to Mealer. Knocked away. I think that was Townley who got up and swatted it.
Well, now Paulding's got their big package in, as they say. Townley and Estel playing at the same time, and this was very effective yesterday against Bryan.
Here's Klein, loses her footing, has to kick it back out. Remember, she tries to get up with that. That would be traveling, and they throw it away. Right into the hands of Gieske. She's double-teamed and a foul.
That'll be on Wagner. That's 2 on her.
2 on her, 5 against Fairview. Just 2:37 to play here in this third quarter. Paulding has been able to score 12 points here in the third quarter. 10 have been scored by Fairview. Gieske, wide open, blocked, and a foul.
Oh, another foul going to be called on. I think that's Rasisa.
It's either Rasisa or Miller who got it. Or, excuse me, Mealer. It is Mealer.
Okay.
So Townley will go to the line. Townley, just one made free throw. I think she's 1 for 4. She's got 4 points total. She sinks that first one. Rasisa back into the game. And they blow the whistle. Might have been a lane violation, and it was. There's that 1-2-2 zone press again. Wagner able to get it off the timeline with that fake. Knocked away, and I believe Fairview touched it last. They did. That was off of Rasisa.
Nice job there by Townley to deflect and block that shot.
Paulding gets it across the timeline. That was Peace. And a screen there by Estel. Shot fake by Townley, trying to get inside. Baker going for the turnover, and that jump ball will give it to Fairview. Wagner able to get it across the timeline. Didn't have much pressure there, but not before she got it across the timeline, that
might
is.
be on Peace. We'll see which one they call. There were 2 in the area. It is on Peace. Yep. You're watching the Holiday Classic here on the Golden Bears Sports Network, BMU Channel 3, BryanSports.com, and WQCT Bryan.
Get this one in to Marshall. Marshall on the drive, missed it.
That was an awkward hook shot.
Peace up the floor. Pull-up jumper by Townley. It's good.
That was a nice move. Gieske had that one. Peace fed Gieske. Gieske dumped it off to the left to Townley, and she just put it up and in.
7 points for Townley. And a tip pass and a steal for Townley. That's ripped away.
It's going to be a foul. That's going to be on...
It's on Baker.
Baker, that's 2 for her.
Baker has yet to score in this game. That was the 7th team foul against Fairview, so it's going to be free throws for Townley. 1 and 1 coming up. You could be looking at
lots of foul shooting.
well, you could be looking at Fairview or at Paulding having a double-digit lead when this quarter's over. Well, they'll have that double-digit lead if Townley can sink this next free throw. Second one on the way. It's good. Shooters roll. That's 9 points for Bree Townley and a 10-point lead for the Panthers.
Biggest lead of the game.
Cross the timeline to Rasisa. They kick it outside. Open is Baker. Wheeler gets away from the defender, double-teamed, and a foul. That's a rare foul against Paulding, but that's
This will be Chelsea Gieske's 3rd foul, though.
So that makes it 7 fouls. There's already 7 fouls for Fairview, 3 now for the Panthers. Wide open from the corner, and that 3 won't go. I believe that was Baker who took it, but she gets her own rebound. 3 on the way, no good. Townley the board, and she's fouled with 41.2 seconds to go.
That's 4 on Mealer now.
So Townley will go to the line, another 1-and-1 chance.
Paulding 7 of 12 from the line.
Well, Fairview desperately needs to get something here before this quarter comes to an end. It's been a while since they got their last bucket. Townley sinks the first free throw. Second one on the way is good. And meanwhile, that's McCullough who's having trouble getting up. And they stop play. Well, that looks like a knee problem that's bugging her, and she's going to go to the bench as Gieske comes in. 38.8 to go. Marshall the kick to the corner. And then work it back around to Baker. Got Wagner up in the high post, and timeout is called. Russell Zedike, I think, was shouting timeout for
like
10 seconds.
Yeah. And it's only going to be a 30, which is interesting.
We'll stay with you for this 30-second timeout. It's been a while since the last time Fairview scored the basketball. It's probably been about, I think, 3 minutes since their last bucket.
Absolutely. That's not been very good, and now it's a 12-point lead. So Fairview, came out really strong in the beginning of the quarter, but Paulding's outscored them in this quarter 19-10.
Bree Townley had 2 trips to the free throw line, and she was 4 for 4 on those 2 trips combined.
Right.
Just 18 seconds left here in the quarter as Fairview tries to at least get a bucket before the quarter comes to an end. Make this a 10-point game, or maybe 9 if they can get a 3. Down to 15 seconds on the clock. And a quick 3 from the corner. That's short. Wagner gets the board, and foul is called. That's on Estel. And this is going to be Rasisa to inbound. Gets it into Marshall. To the corner, open 3, and that's how the third quarter is going to end. Off that air ball, 34-22. Paulding with the lead, kind of running away with it.
Yep.
And we'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter after this timeout on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, it is 34-22. Fairview with the lead over Paulding. And it was about 3 or 4 minutes that Fairview went without a made basket. And now here they are down by 12. As Paulding tries to run away with this one, this ball goes out of bounds. And record-wise, there's really no comparison between these two teams. Fairview 7-2, Paulding 2-8. And yet it's Paulding with the 12-point lead.
I tell you what, I really expected this to be a much, much closer basketball game.
Both these teams do play pretty good defense. Paulding, especially with their zone press, almost turned the ball over there. Double team comes. They get it inside. Estel backing in. Got it.
I'll tell you what, Sadie Estel is just a really good post player. She had double coverage there. She was able to kind of muscle her way in, put it up off glass. She's done that a lot tonight. She's got 4 points. I mean, in this tournament, she's done that a lot.
Open on the block initially, at least, before Gieske closed in. And she gets called for the foul. That was Klein who went up for the shot, and some much-needed free throws coming up here if the Apaches can get them.
That was Audrey Gieske. That'll be her first, team 5th.
The first one. Kirsten Klein now with 5 points in the game. Klein, a 5'6" sophomore. Estel will take a breather. 2 for 2.
Those were much needed. Fairview now just 3 of 6 from the line.
12-point lead for the Panthers.
Paulding moving it around.
And that ball gets thrown away. Trying to get it to Wagner.
That's the first turnover quite a bit for Paulding.
It's a 12-point lead with 7 minutes to go.
They have 12 turnovers to Fairview's 16.
Almost taken away. One-on-one on the inside. Wide open is Marshall. Hits a three.
That is 12 points now for Marshall. I believe it's on 4 threes.
It is. It's a 9-point game. That's the first field goal of the quarter for the Apaches. First made field goal in quite a while. And that's going to be a turnover picked up by Marshall. Out on the run. Can she finish? No, way too strong. Baker going to put one up from the corner, and I think that shot was deflected. And looking for the outlet are the Panthers. Gieske could not save it, and I'm not even sure Wagner needed to pick that ball up. She did anyway, and now she turns it over. There's a foul.
Wow.
And Gieske is going to go to the line.
Marshall got picked up the blocking foul.
9-point game.
3 on her. That'll put Chelsea Gieske at the line.
Chelsea Gieske with 5 points in this game. Hasn't made a free throw yet.
She is not.
And she misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Peace going for it. That jump ball is going to give it right back to Fairview. Right now, the foul comparison, 9 fouls committed by Fairview, 5 committed by Paulding.
Well, it was 8-1, so it's evening out just a little bit.
Under 6 to play. And here's Marshall giving it up to Wagner. Wagner's been pretty quiet this entire tournament. She's got 3 points tonight, 8 in the first game. Left it off, and the bucket goes.
That was a great assist by Wagner.
Reciso with the basket. And it's a 7-point game. Does Fairview have a bit of a rally left in them? They were down 12 when this quarter started. They're now down 7. And a foul.
It's going to be on Klein. That's number 3, 10th team foul, which means that Parrott will go line for the double bonus.
3rd foul on Kirsten Klein as Parrott tries to stretch out the Panther lead. And she hits the first.
McCullough will check back in.
Chelsea
No points.
Gieske goes to the bench. And Parrott is 2 for 2.
Paulding has shot 9 more foul shots than Fairview.
10 points for Jalen Parrott. Here's Wagner on the drive, kicks it out. Shot from the corner, no good. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to give it back to the Panthers.
It's the 18th turnover for Fairview.
Turnovers have been a problem for just about every team in this tournament.
Oh, nice job there to get out of that double team.
McCullough with the feed down low to Peace, and a triple team. And Townley will take the 3, can't put it in. Offensive board, though, and Parrott left it short. And we get a foul. Foul right on the rebound. And I believe they got Jalen Parrott.
That'll be 3 on Parrott.
Mueller back into the game. Of course, Riley Mueller does have 4 fouls, excuse me. We're coming down to the wire in a 9-point game. Maybe not down to the wire, but here's Wagner on the drive, kicks it back out.
Fairview desperately needs a bucket here.
Knocked away and recovered by Marshall, and she's fouled. And that's going to be the 7th team foul on the Panthers. So that's going to be 1 and 1. Janae Peace gets called for the foul. And Marshall will go to the line. 9-point game. And Marshall able to sink the first one. Estel comes in. Two for 2.
That's big for Fairview right there to get those foul shots.
Marshall with 14 points, and a little full court pressure here by Fairview, but Paulding's able to beat that pressure.
It looked like she was out. Her foot was out.
Estel gets fouled. The shot doesn't go.
This would be on.
Call it on Wagner.
Yep. I thought he said 30. I was looking for a 30. That'll put Estel a line to shoot 2.
First free throw is good. Estel with just 5 points on the night.
She is 0 for 2 from the line before that one.
There's the second one. It's good.
She evened that percentage up very quickly.
It's back to a 9-point Paulding lead. Fairview has to get a couple of buckets and a couple of stops here to get back into this thing. They got 2 free throws, then gave up 2 on the other end. There's a bucket for Wagner.
Man, I thought that was going to just hang up on the back iron.
Wagner only her second made shot from the field, and Samantha Schmenk calls timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay with you for this one. 4:09 to go. And again, it's kind of been trading free throws these last couple of possessions up until that last bucket there by Wagner.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wagner very quiet, only 5 points. She has not had a lot of opportunities at the basket, shall we say.
And for Fairview, it's going to be key that obviously you get a stop and you don't foul here, because you've gotten points on the last couple of possessions, but then give them right back.
Right, exactly. So, you know, makes things a little tough.
I think they gave them the initial signal was a 30-second timeout, but now they're saying it's a full timeout. The clock at least is showing full timeout.
Well, let's look at some stats, just some brief stats. Fairview is 12 of 42 from the field, Paulding 11 of 39. In twos, Fairview is 8 of 33, Paulding 6 of 26. In three-point field goals, Fairview is 4 of 9, Paulding is 5 of 13. And from the line, Fairview is 5 of 8, Paulding 13 of 19. Fairview has 23 rebounds to Paulding's 17. And the turnovers, Fairview has 18, Paulding has 14.
4:09 to go, and a 7-point lead for the Panthers as they try to close this one out in the consolation game.
Oh, Tell you what, McCullough just forearmed it.
She gets fouled here on the double team. Well, they didn't call the forearm, but they do call
That'll be on Marshall.
Foul.
That'll be 4 on her.
She's one of 2 players to reach 4 fouls or more. McCullough shooting 2 here. Panthers are in the double bonus, and McCullough drains the first one. Does not get the roll, and the putback doesn't go, but Townley will head to the line. Townley, a pretty reliable free throw shooter in her own right.
That's Wagner with 4 now.
She becomes the 3rd Apache to reach 4 fouls or more, and Townley able to throw.
Now 7 of 9 from the field, the foul line. 12 points.
And again, you keep getting buckets and then trading points. If you're Fairview, you got to come up with some stops. That free throw is good.
Back up to a 10-point lead with 4 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter.
Paulding back into that 1-2-2 zone press. The Apaches beat it. Almost got fouled there. And we got a foul down low.
That's going to be on Sadie Estel. That'll be 3 on her.
Klein was the one who got fouled. Klein will go to the free throw line. Again, coming up after this game, we've got the championship game of the Bryan Holiday Classic. That'll be Bryan versus Stryker.
That should be a good game.
And the first free throw, good.
Hits every part of the rim that it possibly could, though.
Gets it back to single digits. But missed the second one. And again, it's even more important that Fairview get a stop here after that. But they might not. Wide open down low on the other end, and the bucket goes for Parrott.
Oh, she had, how do you leave her open?
She had a quick outlet, about as quick an outlet as you could ask for. Open 3 for Baker. No good. Ripped away by Parrott. And looking for another transition bucket. But Gieske loses it, and they're going to say out of bounds off Gieske. Just lost control of the ball. An 11-point lead for the Panthers here at Bryan High School with 3:11 to go. Baker works it back outside. Rasisa puts it home.
Nice move by Rasisa to put that one in. She did a great job of getting open.
9-point game. Defender falls down and picked up by Peace. Gets into the lane, loses the handle. Fairview ball. Well, in a 9-point game, that's something that Fairview needed to have happen.
Yep. It's the 15th turnover for Paulding.
1-2-2 zone look again. Zone press, that is, and a foul. And that's going to put Rasisa at the free throw line.
That's going to be on Peace. That'll be 4 on her. She'll be shooting 2.
It's 1-1, actually.
Yep.
That was the 9th team foul against the Panthers.
Rasisa has not been at the line yet.
Her first free throw is good. Now here we are again. If they can get this free throw, can they get a couple of stops and a couple of buckets in these next 2.5 minutes? They're not out of it yet, Fairview isn't. But she missed the free throw. Could be a second chance, and it will be. That jump ball is going to give it to Fairview.
Tell you what, I might have whistled a foul on Jalen Parrott right there. She came around her back to grab the ball.
Riley Mueller to put it in play. She does so into the hands of Rasisa. Good ball movement, and the three won't go. Offensive board, though, and taken away. The steal by Peace, trying to beat the defense, and she does.
Peace with 4 points now.
I believe she had 4 defenders in close range, and she beat all of them. Count the basket.
Klein with a nice back door cut, kind of backed herself in.
Kirsten Klein with 9 points.
That's going to be on Townley. That's only 2 on her.
A chance to make it a 7-point game again with the 3-point play if they get it. Doesn't go. And a foul called. That's going to be on Mueller, and that would be her 5th.
Yeah, that's her 5th.
So she's fouled out of the game.
So Taylor King going to check in.
There's Townley shooting double bonus and misses the first one. She's been a solid free throw shooter this tournament.
She has. Today she is 8 of 10. That makes it 8 of 11 there.
Here's the second one. It's good. That's 14 points for Townley. She is the leading scorer for the Panthers, one of 2 Panthers that's reached double figures already. Now we're inside the final 2 minutes of play, and Marshall going to the bucket. Makes a nice move, but can't get it to fall. Loose ball, who's got it? Eventually the Panthers get it, but it's traveling. Estel slid as she picked up the loose ball. Drive to the basket, tough shot and a foul. That'll send Klein to the line, and we'll see who they get the foul on. That's on
Giesecke. That's
Chelsea Giesecke.
4 on her. Puts Klein at the line, and this time she'll be shooting 2.
She does hit the first one.
Fairview now 8 of 14 from the line. They just can't get it. Just can't get it closer than 7, which has been the issue.
Back to a 7-point game right now, and
Marshall's going to get foul number 3. Foul number 5, I mean.
So she's the second player to foul out.
I don't know. Do they have anybody to put in?
They got a pretty
Carly
thin
Welding
roster.
is the only one.
Well, Wagner was off the court, so she's going to head into the game. They've got Carly Wendling and Taylor King as the only 2 reserves on the varsity team.
King is in already.
Here's the first free throw. That's good. And again, Paulding answers at the charity stripe. Giesecke now with 6 points. It's been a low-scoring game pretty much all around. Second one's good.
Paulding led by as many as 12 in this game, and they got a 9-point lead now.
Fairview led only once. They led 1-0 in the first quarter. We had a 3-3 tie at the end of that quarter. That shot off the glass, really not even close. And a foul called. That will send Giesecke right back to the line.
It's 4 on Klein.
Well, the game that will follow us is Bryan versus Stryker in the championship game. Stryker is already on the far end of the court from where we are. Bryan will enter to our right when the time comes. The first free throw good by Gieske. Here's the second one. That is no good. 10-point lead. 51-41 with 1:20 on the clock. Here's a three from the corner. Short. That's going to go out of bounds. Paulding will take over. Minute 16 to play. Taking time to get it in, and a long inbound beyond the reach of McCullough, and that's going to go out of bounds. McCullough tried to save it, but to no avail. 1:15 to play. With a short inbound into the hands of Baker. Baker kicks it back out. Tough shot, short. And back the other way comes Gieske. Got a wide open player down low, and Parrott puts it in.
Parrott now with 14. They've got players in double figures. Parrott and Townley each with 14.
Final minute ticking away. Baker with the miss. And another quick outlet to Parrott, and she can't finish that time. Really didn't use glass. It was a contested shot. It's back to a 12-point lead. Here's Wagner, a little loose on the dribble, and Parrott almost got the takeaway. Three from the corner, no good. Well, not been a whole lot of made threes in this game, and we get a foul with 27.1 to go. And more free throws coming up.
That'll be on King. That'll be her first.
Taylor King just recently entered the game, one of the two subs that actually is available. Now, there are a lot of players on the Fairview bench, but those are JV kids. Actually, looks like 5 JV kids on the bench. First free throw is good. Taylor King, by the way, committed that foul. She is on both the varsity and JV roster. She wears number 35 on both rosters. That one just rolls right off. That's going to go out of bounds, and Fairview will keep possession. Wagner waiting to inbound. 27 seconds to go. Loose dribbling there by Baker.
Couple times now, loose dribbling.
Had the open three if they wanted it, but Klein puts it on the deck, and the bucket goes inside for Asisa.
That's 13 for her.
And a foul immediately off the inbound.
Fairview with 3 players in double figures. Michelle Marshall has 14. She has fouled out. Olivia Rasisa, 13. And Kirsten Klein, 11.
7.9 to go.
And Klein just fouled out.
It's Gieske who's going to be at the line. So I think that's 3 players who fouled out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And Mercedes Wagner is dangerously close.
Yep. That'll bring in, I don't even have a 13 on my roster. Probably Carrie Smith.
Yeah, Carrie Smith from the JV team. His first free throw is good. Gieske with 9 points. Make it 10. 5 seconds left in the game, and Baker dribbles up the floor. Wagner may take the final shot. She will. Can't knock it down, and that will end it. 56-43 is your final in this consolation game. Paulding defeats Fairview. We will have more basketball on the way for you with Bryan taking on Stryker. But in the meantime, postgame comes your way here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Some people say that Bob Stanton and Santa might be the same guy.
Just like Santa, Bob makes people really happy when he hands them the keys to their new Ford car or truck.
Both are jolly guys who love kids and cookies. Plus, when was the last time you saw Bob and Santa in the same place at the same time?
He's got a point.
If a new Ford or Lincoln is in your holiday plans, come see Santa, Bob Sand at Bryan Ford Lincoln.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
Yeah, just have them turn around. Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Sorry about that. Paulding 56, Fairview 43. Trying to get a camera person down there ready to go. Thad Goff is with Paulding's head coach Samantha Schmenk, and we'll send it down here in just a second. And I think they might present a trophy here. So we'll see. Cheyenne's getting set down there. Hopefully we got her. Otherwise, we can have her turn around. All right, here we go. Sorry about that, folks. We're a little technical stuff. Here we go. 56-43 anyway. Paulding defeats Fairview. And we're going to send it down here to Thad Goff down there with Coach. Okay, we don't have it just yet. We don't have it just yet. We got gonna 56-43 your score. We can look a little bit at how the game shook out. It was 3-3 after one. It was 12-15 after two, and then pretty close the rest of the way. And let's go down to Thad. He didn't. Thad Goff down there doesn't have his mic button turned on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Situation where you kind of need to hit some free throws to close it out, and in the end, you got it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're up and down with our free throw shooting lately, and I looked at my assistants and about 30 seconds before the fourth quarter, and I said, well, they had 7-6 fouls at that point. I said, free throws are going to make or break this game today, and our girls came through, and they shot very well from the line in the fourth quarter.
Well, 2 games in, you lose the first one, you win the second one. Overall, how would you say you played in the tournament?
Not bad. I think they're 2 of the better games that we've played all year. Our girls are playing harder and harder every day, which is awesome. Normally throughout this stretch of the season, they get tired and we're not in the gym as often. But I think that break might have played out to help us in the end. They're playing really hard. Like I said, we're getting better every day, so that's good.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I'll go joined by Samantha Schmenk here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Back up to Chris Paulding.
Let's look at some stats. First for Fairview. Fairview shot 27% from the field. They were 15 of 54 from the field. They were 11 of 40 from 2 land, 4 of 14, so 28% from 3, and they were 9 of 15 from the foul line. They had 25 rebounds, 10 offensive, 15 defensive. They also had 5 steals, 2 blocks, and 19 turnovers. They had 3 players in double figures. Michelle Marshall had 14 points. She was 4 of 11, 4 of 6 from a 3-point land, and 2 of 2 from the foul line. Olivia Rasisa had 13 points. She was 6 of 15, 1 of 2 from the line. Kirsten Klein was 3 of 8 from the field, 5 of 7 from the line for her 11 points. Mercedes Wagner, 5 points, 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from the line. Taking a look then for Paulding. Paulding shot 31% from the field. They were 9 of 31 from 2, 5 of 13 from 3. They were 23 of 33 for 70% from the line. They had 25 rebounds, 7 offensive, 18 defensive, 4 steals, 5 blocks, and 16 turnovers. Leading scorer is Brianna Townley. with 15 points. She was 2 of 2, 2 of 12 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 10 of 14 from the foul line. Jalen Parrott had 14 points. She was 4 of 8 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line. Chelsea Gieske, 2 of 6 from the field, 5 of 7 from the line. She also had a three-pointer. Audrey Gieske had 6 points. She was 2 of 8 from the field. Both of those two were three-pointers. Sadie Estel, 2 of 4 from the field, 2 of 4 from the line for her 6 points. Janae Peace, 2 of 4 from the field for her 4 points. And Sydney McCullough made 1 foul shot for 1 point. So Thad Goff, final thoughts before we take some time between games?
Well, that 1-2-2 zone press was a huge factor. Helped Paulding create a lot of turnovers and keep Fairview from getting any dribble penetration going.
Absolutely. And, you know, the way it started out, I thought it was going to be much closer than it did. I thought Fairview was going to play better. But alas, a 13-point lead for Paulding and the win. So there you have it.
So the Panthers win this one 56-43. That's it for the first game. Coming up in a matter of moments, Bryan versus Stryker in the Holiday Classic Championship game. Back for that game here on the Golden Bear Sports Network in due time.